welcome. It's the February recap. We're going to go ahead and get started. Before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and introduce everyone that's on stage here. So Fruix is with us this time, and fantastic. Over here on the right, we've got Geens, part of the business team, along with myself and some other folks. So we'll be talking about business stuff later on. So get your business questions into your brain, and we'll let you know when you can get those in. Of course, behind us, we've got the next to them, Brad here, being our camera operator and producer for this particular show. They're doing great. Thank you for that. Then, where are you? You're there, Aegis, right there. We're going to go ahead and get started with recaps. So let's go ahead and get going. So one of the cool things that we get to do sometimes, make stuff that's fun, or make stuff that's unique. And in this case, we've got that. We have a new facet set here made by Aegis, I believe, which uses a Windows 95, 98 theme with all the sort of chunky UI that we used to have back then. It's fun, and it also gives us a great reminder that everything on the dash, well, not everything, but lots of stuff on the dash is entirely where you could make a 90s themed world browser, for example, and we could extend the world browsing, the facet set into the world browser and have some fun there. What do you want to see on your facets? You could make maybe a Mac OS style one, maybe a Winamp style facet set. That would be cool. Like a visualizer that goes off when your microphone turns on. That would be amazing. I've also got notes here that you made the eye and gaze tracking demo tool, and I believe we've got a live demo of that one here. I myself don't have eye tracking right now, but Aegis over here does, so we're going to go ahead and get that taken a look at.
So within the Resonite Essentials, under Examples, you will see the eye track viewer. When you spun it out, it'll come with these two items. You got the eye data visualizer panel here and this orb. So right now there's no user assigned to it until I hit set from current user. For me, I only see a green circle where the concentration of my gaze is, and probably for everyone else, you probably see arrows coming out of my eyes like Superman laser beams or so. And you can duplicate any of these spheres. Actually, even the sphere that I spun out earlier, it'll work by glowing whenever I put my gaze on these spheres. There are also three dots of light, one for the center and two for each eye as well, that I can see when I hit, say, like the ground or the wood. I'll still be able to see the left and right eye light, but for everyone else, they'll see the arrows, and it's really good for showcasing that you can track the eyes and use it for different applications.
It also gives you literally piercing stare.
The important thing to remember there is that whilst eye tracking, we mostly see it used for moving avatar eyes. It can also be used for applications like Aegis has there. That could easily turn into a nice shooting game where you shoot stuff with your eyes. We've also used it in research and educational examples to take a look. If you've got questions about eye tracking, let us know. It's quite easy to set up and quite cool as well. If you want eye lasers, you can get eye lasers. You just need a compatible headset.
Well, someone asked us what happens if I cross my eyes.
It's a laser show.
So, as listed in our announcements channel, the big update that we're working on, well, predominantly Yellow Dog Man here is working on, is our brand new settings UI rework. We know that this is a hot button topic for everyone. Everyone wants to change all the settings, and with Fruix's work here, we're going to get there. It's a big task because we want to make sure that the system is expandable, future-proof, and awesome, like everything that Fruix writes. Do you have anything you want to say about the setting system, Fruix, whilst you're here?
Yeah, there's actually a lot of like we're kind of digging on like we're essentially using the settings UI as sort of like a pilot project to building sort of foundational systems that will be used for reworking all the other UIs as well. So one of the ways that it's being implemented is that the settings, it becomes sort of like a data feed of like values, and it's kind of generated like it's collected automatically instead of kind of everything being kind of hard-coded in, which makes it very easy to add new settings, but also it split the responsibilities of the system into these like more modular pieces. So we have something that's like source of the settings, and then have you like a piece of like that renders the UI, but the UI doesn't, this is sort of just kind of testing the structure of it and making sure the underlying systems work. But the other good aspect of it is like those systems, as anything like on Resonite, they're gonna be usable by you as well. So if you wanna, similar to how you're able to design your own facets, these systems, the components that are used to like set up the templates, you'll be able to provide with your own templates too. So you'll be able to customize those systems to look and behave like the way you want. So that's another kind of like, like good way of like designing in this way, is because if it's easier for the content team to make the templates for the UI, it becomes easier for everyone, and the system becomes much more flexible. There's going to be lots of new features too, like every single piece that you see there. One of the features we're going to have in is, say, like you have like, favorite settings for, like, you oftentimes need to adjust like your multimedia volume. So, or whatever it is, like whatever setting you took off, and you'll be able to pick it up as a facet and then, for example, place it on your dash. And once we have ability to, like, you can place your facets like an avatar, for example, you'll be able to, like, pick your favorite settings, put them on your hand, and then you have, like, super quick access to settings you modify often. So there's going to be lots of like new features like that, because we don't want to just add new settings, but we just want to like make the overall system better, or like a lot of meta features, make it much easier to add a lot of settings that people have been asking for. One of the like most popular ones was like the motion blur, because that's something that's been like bothering a lot of people. So that's gonna be one of the settings gonna be added, but we're gonna add like a bunch more as well. Like for other post-processing effects, we're gonna add settings. People want like like more control over like how the audio works, like having like earmuff mode. They want more control over like control. So having done this rework, it's gonna make it significantly easier to add lots of new settings in the future as well.
That is a good distinction to make. This is the settings rework, and then each individual setting is much, much easier to implement, but still requires implementation time. So it's not like this is going to launch and you'll instantly get access to all the things you want, but it will be easier, much, much easier for us to add those things that you want as settings later. So we're not going to be saying to you, you got to wait for the settings rework. We'll be like, all right, that's a regular feature, we can put it in. As Fruks mentioned, customizability as well. So Windows 90 settings screen coming to your dash soon.
I'm definitely gonna like include some of the settings like with the new things, like a bunch of the like most popular ones that people have been asking for. Like I'm definitely gonna like bundle these into like the update. What's probably gonna happen is we're gonna start releasing like pre-release builds like for the content team, and once it's kind of in workable state, we'll probably release it in whatever state it is at a stage, and then kind of keep iterating over it like once it's kind of in public, because that way we can also start getting more kind of feedback on how the system works to kind of like get it to the finish line. So there's like not a specific timeline for it, but like it's something that's gonna come in the near future.
So thank you so much for those updates. We're gonna head on to the next slide here. Yeah, so we had 90 GitHub issues this week. That's this month, not week, month. That is the thing I missed from the first deck there. So we are processing those. And before anyone says like some of those were duplicates and closed, it's still action, right? We're still taking that feedback and collating it together. A closed issue doesn't mean we're ignoring you. It just means it's been redirected or moved to an appropriate location or evaluated and understood by the team. So 90 is quite a lot. I know that we've got a lot open, and I look at that number every day, but hey, we got through 90 in a month. That's quite a lot. So the next thing we've got on the quality of life improvements are property updates. Now, these are mostly for business clients. Geens over here is the one that implemented that for our business clients. But we actually had a user who wanted to use those because they were on a restricted network, and it was like great timing. They were like, I can't access Resonite. I need to use the proxy server. We're like, well, we just shipped that. So it was great timing for them. We're still looking into that.
School network.
Yeah, I think they're on like a school network, maybe like college dorms or something. Weird networks get, but you can sort of work around those if you've got a proxy now. We'll be updating the wiki to have more documentation on that soon. Anything you want to say on the proxy land, Geens, whilst you're here?
Yeah, so this is just one step of many in terms of like more enterprise enablement and going through enabling Resonite to work on more restricted access networks. So this is just the beginning of this stuff. We plan on delivering additional features later this year for that sort of thing as well. So stay tuned.
We also added support for importing Instagram videos. I missed this from any update log, so I don't know how it got here, but hooray! Next up are some really quick things. I know that, you get lost, you're not sure where to go, etc. So I just created some really, really quick links. And the reason I created these in such a way is because they're easy to remember, they're easy to type, and they're just already going to be burnt into your brain once I finished reading them. So we have resonite.com/rewards, which takes you to our wiki page for Patreon linking that tells you about how to get your Patreon rewards. So if you come across a user that's having issues with Patreon, instead of saying like, oh, you need to go to like wiki.resonite.com/blah, blah, 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 just resonite.com/rewards. You can't forget it. It's easy. Following on from those, we've also got resonite.com/bug, which redirects you straight to our bug reporting form. We know we have some issues with users struggling to report bugs. We'll have more on that probably next month, but we've a lot of sort of fixes there that make it easier for you to find them. We've also got resonite.com/feature, which will go to the feature report form. The session token was reworked to improve security features.
Actually, I forget if it was like last month, or like if it was February or January, but there was essentially a security issue, like where we found like some tokens got leaked through the logs. And we patched that issue as fast as it could. And one of the good things is like when it happened, we already had in place system. Actually, let me back a little bit. So like whenever like you log in into Resonite, you use your like password, like like your username and password. And what it does, the cloud gives you like a token, and the token essentially is what lets you access all your personal data. So this token is very like sensitive piece of information because it's like what you use to authenticate yourself to the server after you've logged in. Now, if you check the Remember Me, the token is essentially saved, and the next time you launch Resonite, it uses the token to make a new one. And it's kind of done on purpose because it makes the lifetime of the token very low. So in case it does leak, anytime you log in again, you essentially end up getting a new token and inviting the old one. So if it did somehow leak, like because security issues happen, like people can get hacked, like whatever happens, it limits how much can an attacker do with it. One of the issues that we identified though when we look at a system is when there's a very long-running sessions. So for example, like you have like a headless, or you have a client like you've been running for several days, maybe even several weeks. So we kind of improve the system, so even when the client's running, it will periodically, like every few hours, it will essentially request a new token and swap them out. That way, like we limit the lifetime of the token even more. And it's sort of like an approach to security where you have like multiple layers of the system, because things do go wrong, it kind of happens. So you want to have like multiple layers that if something breaks at one layer, some other parts of the system like either catch it or mitigate like the impact of it. So that overall should provide like kind of better security. You can like read up on it like a little bit more like in the announcements. There's like it's saying like like when we identify an issue is like we don't want to just patch the issue, but see like can we like harden the security even more like in there. So that's pretty much like what that update did.
As a reminder, we do have a security policy. If you notice any concerns or questions, drop in a security ticket at support.resonite.com and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. I am working through a backlog of the security reports, and I actually fixed 3 bugs from 1 security report yesterday. Next is a slide on basically a bunch of news that's happened throughout the rest of Resonite, all sort of bundle into one. So MSC 2024, the competition period just concluded earlier today, but that means that there are now, I believe, 150 user by the name of Lexivo from our community made a spreadsheet of them. So about 150 entries, which you can go look at now. Medj was talking about this on another stream that we did earlier in the week, and it sort of turns into a festival now that the MMC is complete. MMC stands for Make a Competition, and it's a month-long event where people can make whatever they want in Resonite to share with the world. So now all of those entries are in. If you look at the world browser, it should have a bunch of new entries. We also just released a build that added MMC 24 on the left-hand side of the world browser, so you can click that and take a look at all of the entries. It's going to be fun going through them. Moving forward on that list, we also have the updated status page. There's a bit of that behind me. So the status page, we are using an old one, now we're using a new one. This is actually recommended by a community member, recommended by Svekan from the Australian community. and it will tell you the status of various parts of our infrastructure. You can go to status.yellowdogman.com for that one, and it also posts notices to our Discord. It's a little bit weird, strange, like seeing, like this server went down in public Discord, but like, if it's down, you guys should know about it too. Like, we'll fix it, but you guys should know that maybe this part of the experience is going to be a little bit degraded or something like that. So if you've got any other ideas about stuff that you'd like to see on that status page, do let us know. But paired with that status page is the metrics page, which I have a screenshot of here because I noticed we didn't have one. I love it because graphs, and also it works quite nicely. But the reason why I love this metrics page as well is this metrics page is entirely open source. If you wanted to stand up your own stack that did this metrics page, you could do it quite easily. So there you go, lots of metrics there, and they're all public. You can go to metrics.yellowdog.com and take a look at the graphs. So we're going to go ahead and take a couple of seconds here and then move straight on over to the last part of this stream, which is going to be just a general Q&A, but focused on business, but you can ask whatever you want. I do see one question in there which I'm going to steal, but then I'm gonna take a back seat for a second and let anyone else say anything they want to say, and anyone in chat ask questions whenever you'd like. So the first question we have here, which is the reason why I'm taking it because it's about metrics, is from Jack the Fox Otter. Does the metrics page have an API to fetch the data? All of the data from that metrics page is actually pulled from public API endpoints that you too can make dashboards from. I don't have the details to hand, but if you go to api.resonite.com/stats/online stats, I think. DM me on Discord, I'll send you the direct link. You'll be able to get the exact same stats that we have. Some of the other stats, like email reliability, you won't be able to get because they're part of our internal infrastructure, but I know that people are like, I didn't get an email for this thing, so I wanted to just put up, we have sent 100% of emails today as a big stats on the metrics page. So eventually. If you have any additional stats that you might want to see or don't have access to, feel free to request them on our GitHub or talk to me about them, and I can see if we can get them exposed. There are some we can't expose because they're more sensitive, but others it's basically just like, why are we not? Why does this need to be private? And for the ones that are on that metrics page, those don't need to be private, so you guys can have a look at them.
I apologize if I mispronounced your name. Blue Owl Alley 22. I have some public avatars on VRChat, but I want to start moving my public avatars to Resonite. How would I do that? So what you want to do, if you have a Unity project for your avatars, you can actually just bring the FBX files or GLTF. We support a myriad of different formats, but those are kind of like the two easiest ones to bring in. You can literally just, while you're in desktop, or even if you're in VR, you can just copy and paste those files directly into Resonite. And then from there, you can take a headset and hands. Well, we actually have an avatar builder. Let's spawn that out.
Got it.
Well, I guess we both had the same idea.
Of leaves.
Yeah, you can actually.
Leaves. Looking great.
We have another question here. Do you have some tips for finding things when playing by yourself?
I mean, one of the ways you can go like into the worlds and go like published worlds, or you can even go featured worlds, like see like some of the cool stuff that's been made. But also like, I mean, I kind of go against playing yourself. Like one of the good ways to discover stuff is just going like and seeing what people play with, because people usually spawn a bunch of stuff. But if you just want to go by yourself, exploring like what kind of worlds have been published can be a good thing. There's like a lot of them actually, because like I feel like there's always like this thing like that people keep like publishing worlds, and some worlds are kind of popular for a while, but then like like it kind of changes over time. But there's still a lot of worlds that maybe people don't visit it often, but they've been made, but they are still like good experiences. Actually, the MMC is a good one too, because MMC like produces like really good like entries. So
thank you again for all those questions, everyone. They were great questions.
Thank you everyone for watching and supporting us and making cool things and like did I say thank you for watching us?
Yes, you did.
Thank you for watching us twice.
Thank you for everything that you guys do.
Yes.
Yep. You guys are what make Resonite so incredible and wonderful, and we're just here to listen and take from your feedback and make it the best experience that can be for everyone. And if you haven't already, please join our Discord, discord.gg/Resonite, if ever you need to learn more about Resonite, as well as this whole stream is going to be uploaded onto our YouTube channel. You can check that us out for the Resonite app. And please don't forget to give us a like on there, hit the notification bell, hit subscribe. It really does help us to get more people to view and know about Resonite. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you again so very much, and thank you to Frooks, Prime, Geens, and Aegis, and all of you guys for being here. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Whoa.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Well, someone asked us what happens if I cross my eyes.
It's a laser show. Get a good view. Do you have
Every
tongue
daily
tracking?
cup of fire.
What the heck,
I have
Prime? What the heck? That is not good.
I hate it. Porting going on there, but it's definitely a goal.
There's also like one thing with that is like right now, I feel like it wouldn't be like as a benefit.
Generally, what we recommend is to try Resonite on Proton. Okay.
I should probably take this one too.
Yeah.
So there's a question from Alex 2PI. Or 2PI.